Hey, you already know what it is. It's Pluggy. Some people know me as HH Spady. Some people know me as Mr. No Breaks. Well, now it's Pluggy Simmons. Hey, look, right now what we doing is letting y'all know that hard time's over. That shit over with, and I promise you. You tuned in to Philly's F.A.M.E TV. It's Pluggy.
Philly F.A.M.E. Philly F.A.M.E. Alright, man, Pluggy, what's going on with you, good bro? We live from the A right now, Atlanta, you know what I mean?
Hey.
Know what I mean? What's up with you, good brother? First and foremost, let's start there.
Shit, man, I'm feeling great, man. You know, we definitely live from the A. We got, it's crazy because we got this shit called two Philly niggas in the A, and me and you two Philly niggas, we in the A right now, but there's a lot of Philly niggas in the building right now.
Right,
but
sure.
Yeah, we live from the motherfucking A right now, straight out of Philadelphia. We just doing our thing right now, staying real busy and consistent. That's what I'm doing, staying plugged in.
Right. Alright, so we was talking off camera. You know what I mean? You recently relocated down here some years ago, know what I mean? But before we get to that part, I want to go touch on your introduction a little bit, because you said your name Pluggy, you going by Pluggy now, but you know, in the city people knew you as HH Spady back in the day from the DVD era and all of that.
Absolutely.
So what made you change your name and all that? What's up with the name and all that?
Well, to me, like, coming to Atlanta, it involves a fresh start. And when I came to Atlanta, when I left Philadelphia, I'm like, damn, how can I move and have a fresh start but still got the same name? You know what I'm saying? So I had to fight with myself for a long time. Like, do I really want to change my name? And in my body, I usually listen to my intuition, and my intuition told me that, yo, you gotta switch it all up, right? If you're moving, if you switching this shit up, right? So when I was out here and I was out there in Philadelphia, I realized by being in Atlanta and trying to use the same Philadelphia name, that really everything that I worked for in Philadelphia really didn't mean nothing, because I still had to work hard to gain the same meaning to the name that I had in Philadelphia. And I realized that these names and the attachments that you bring by these names and you put out there is the energy that you also bring in too. So my name is HH Spady, no breaks. So everybody knew me as the person who will hustle hard, who will stop, who will never ever stop, who was going to be out there grinding. You're going to see him in the streets, you're going to see him here, you're going to see him doing that type of stuff, which is very effective in my city. When I went to Atlanta, none of that stuff was really effective, and also it left me like really tired. Everybody was on some no break shit, no breaks this, no breaks this. So, but really I was the plug, and I also was working hard, and I know that the plug don't work so hard. You know, he pretty much, you know, he make everybody work for him. So I had to switch it up because people would never give me a break because I was Mr. No Breaks. They tied that shit to me until it was no more Spady, no more Spady. And when we talk about the Spady name, which is so crazy, because you know this ain't just one. It's a two-part answer to this question. So, but it's still no breaks though. That's the back end. That's everything. When it comes to Spady, Spady is my last name. A lot of people in my family, on my dad's side of my family's name is Spady, but a lot of people in my family does music. A lot of people in my family does this, does that, and what happens is, like, when you building a family and you have a family, like, some people think that family is supposed to be the ones that help you get there. And a lot of times that you run into new family on the road and on the streets and stuff like that. And sometimes when you have family and the bloodline of family, you get success, and even if they wasn't there, just because they got the same last name as you, they can use that to the best of their ability, even though they never ever seen you in life. Oh, that's my cousin. Yeah, I can show you all this type of stuff. So I wanted to differentiate. I want to separate myself from everybody and work so hard to stand somewhere where nobody can just use my name, which is my last name. So now we Pluggy Simmons. Got you.
Alright, so you said you moved to the A initially for a fresh start and all that. So touch on that a little bit as much as you want to. Like, was something going on in the city? Like, you like, man, I gotta get out of here, or there's too much shit going on, or you just stressed out? I mean, what was going on that made you make that? Because that's a lasting decision. Like, I'm gonna relocate and go somewhere else and change my name and become a whole new, start a whole new life.
Yeah, that sounds like some movie shit, and my life is definitely a movie. Being able to have to change the name when you work so hard and you put a lot of years and time on something. Like I said, my last name, I was moving on my last name, so in order to even take apart from my last name, it was like real hard. One of the main things when I was in Philly doing this music and shit like that, I was doing it for so long, running around in the city. And I took a trip as a young kid in Philadelphia. I took a trip down here to Atlanta, and it was me, my pop, and my brother. And this is when I wasn't even really doing music. I was just a hustler. I was pushing music. I was pushing my brother music. We had a mixtape called Legally Cool. I was with my pop. You know, it was the idea, let's hit the road. And everybody, when we was out here in these streets selling this shit like Master P and them niggas, they was like, yo, y'all need to go out of town, take that shit out of town. So we finally listened. I was working a job at Kmart, and he's working a job at Sears. So I'm like, bro, I'm tired of getting these checks. I was getting like $236 every 2 weeks, $7 an hour, and this shit was really frustrating because I had so much to do. With $200 and I'm out in these streets and I could make $500 in one day. And I'm like, why the fuck am I going to work? I was only going to work because my mom and my grandma and my pop was like, go to work. I'm like, go to work for what? Like, I go to work and I'm arguing with the people. So I made a decision that I was going to leave work and I'm never coming back. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to listen to my pop and get on the road. I'm going to take my car and I'll hop on the road and I'm like, what we going to do? He said, we're going to drive down south until we can't no more. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm cool with that shit. Sound fun. He said, we're going to take our CD burner. Because we had like 11 disc CD burner, we're going to take a bunch of blank CDs and we're going to sell shit on all the way. Every time we stop, we sell CDs. That's all the gas and all that shit. I'm like, all right, bet. So we did that. But what happened was the first time we hopped on the road, we took my car, I hopped on the road and shit. My pop put some fucking air in my tire and my shit bust on the road. Like, as soon as we tried to hop out of Philly. So we couldn't get out of the city. 2 days later, we did the same thing. Like, I already quit my job. So we took my pop car. I'm like, nigga, we taking your car. So I took my car. I had like $200 on there, you know what I'm saying? I used that shit to fill up gas all the way through. I went in overdraft like 5 times. You know what I'm saying? I had one night, 24 hours to keep overdrafting. I'm sorry, not 5, I'm lying. 3 times, let me get 3 times overdraft. I overdraft 3 times. On the way down to get gas, and like you said, we started making money off our CDs, pulling up, you know, washing up in the motherfucking McDonald's, washing our face and shit like that. Not really having no money for the hotels, so we trying to get down south. The last stop was down south on I-95 was like Key West. So we driving, you know what I'm saying? We finally get to the south and shit, and we making money. We making money now. We in a mix and shit. So we get to Orlando. We get to a couple places down south. And when I got to Atlanta, I met 2 important people. I met a football player, one of the niggas who played for fucking, it don't even matter. And I met another person who can get us on the radio. And as soon as I linked up with the motherfucker, he made a phone call. I tried to sell him my CD. He was at a gas station, tried to sell him my CD. He was like, yo, I can get you on the radio, but it gotta be tomorrow. I'm like, damn. So he called the radio, scheduled some shit, and then the next person we seen was a cop. They said, get the fuck out of our city, or we're gonna lock you up. We'll sell shit else in there. Get the fuck out of here. We wound up going to Orlando, and that's when I met the football player. But long story short, our trip got cut short, and we had to go home. And I've been wanting to go back to Atlanta all this time. I was 16 at that time. I stayed in Philly, I started grinding. I fucking feel like I conquered Philly. And then it got to a point where though I'm like, I gotta get out of town. A few things happened before I left Philly. A few things where though it was even, I felt like I would die, or I felt like I would have to kill. It had nothing to do with just the music or stem from the music, but I felt like being in Philly, by me chasing my dreams, by me being so hungry, by me doing this shit better and harder than anybody else in Philadelphia, that shit started to draw a negative type of energy to me. It draw like all the attention to me in Philadelphia. So it got to a point where as though in 1 year I started going through a whole lot of situations, ups and downs and shit like that. Like shit that could have took my life away with me chasing my dream. One of the things was we're not really like squaring into the situations until this time. I got shot. I also had to fight a club owner, and then I got jumped.
Is this all in the same year?
All in like in the same 6 months.
6 months?
Shit.
So you got shot?
Yeah, I got shot. That ended. Shot ended that shit. Like
how many times you got shot? Once?
I got shot. I got grazed once and I got shot once, but I got shot at like 7 times. So only 2 of them hit me. I was running when I got shot. You know what I mean? I had to get out and die. So yeah, I got hit, and one bullet actually hit me and one grazed me. You know what I'm saying? Then after that, I went through another situation where as though I was attending a battle. I was attending a Philadelphia battle, and it was crazy because the battle I was just supporting one of my fellow gang members. You know what I'm saying? I was a part of ICH at the time, And the crazy part is, like if you see me now, I'm a crazy supportive person. So I was back there supporting my guy. A dangerous situation, you know, supporting a lot of people out here, you know, especially when they're like the best interest for you. So I was supporting my guy, not to say that my people didn't have the best interest for you, but I was out there just supporting, out there in the mix. So when you out here in the mix in the field, shit happens. You know what I'm saying? You don't have control unless you got control. So what I was doing was I was out in the mix supporting the battle. My guy, K Walker, was battling No Breaks Brides. And it's crazy because before I even went to this battle, I called up a few of my people, the people around me, like family members and people who's supposed to be, you know, on point when it's time to be on point. Like, yo, I'm going to this event, and I know I'm having this type of little beef with some people in the city, and you know, but I'm not letting that stop me because I've been doing this type of shit. So I'm going to this event. So long story short, I happened to go to this event alone. I wound up going to this event alone, showed up to this event alone. When I got to this event, I called the right people I need to call. I said, yo, can you bring straps and shit up in there? He said, no, you can't bring no straps and shit in there. I'm like, cool. So mind you, I don't move around the city when I'm a strap, but at this time I'm moving around with a strap because I'm like, yo, motherfuckers trying to kill me, motherfuckers trying to hurt me and shit, you know what I'm saying? But I still gotta get busy. So I'm gonna at least protect myself when it's time. I ain't looking for nobody. I know where everybody at in the city, like if I need to. Like, I'm not out here for that. I'm out here working, but I still have a job to do. So, and I had to support my folk. So I came out there to support. So I took my strap, I put it in the back of the club in the alleyway, blase. I walk up to the club, solo. Everybody out there outside this club, and it's on 100 Park. Right up there, right, Germantown and 100 Park. I walk to this club. Instantly when I walk up, now mind you, one of the problems that I had in the city was my name was No Breaks. It was spelled N-O-B-R-E-A-K-S. And I had a fucking crazy ass movement in No Breaks. The whole fucking city knew what it was. They knew what I do. They knew that shit. Like I was running shit. So, and then there was another gentleman in the city who was running under No Breaks, but his name was spelled slightly different. So it was just kind of confusing. This young fella came home from jail, and I actually had intel, and I knew that he was coming home from jail before he even come home from jail. I knew that whatever case may be, but I'm in the business world, so my movement had nothing to do with what these guys had going on. So when you in the streets, sometimes you don't give a fuck about nothing. I'm in the streets too. You know what I mean? That's the reason why I'm still out here in the street. But I move a different way. So basically, there was two people running around in the city. I had an empire. Some people was running around with a name attached to their name that said No Breaks. And a lot of people, I had to deal with a lot of people in this city or in Philadelphia, whose name was No Breaks. And it was just one person, and not even a person. It wasn't one person. It was a situation where somebody actually thought that they had to try to hurt somebody over the situation, over the name. You know, that I'm still running with, that I still have, that I'm gonna have to the death of me. So I walked up to this club, and it was a crowd of people. All this crowd is really my, what we would say is my peers, because it were artists from all around the world, artists, video, camera, from all the city, like, you know, name, people you know what I'm saying? So instantly when I walked up to the scene, I heard, fuck No Breaks. That's me. So when I heard fuck No Breaks, I'm like, excuse me, who's saying fuck No Breaks? Nigga, ain't no fuck No Break, what's up? It's No Breaks, that's the energy I came, it's all on camera. Cause I felt I had to defend myself. A nigga saying fuck No Breaks, they saying fuck me and my movement. Alone and no alone, I'm ready to die about this shit. So I hear fuck No Breaks. I'm like, damn, I look around, there's a gang of motherfuckers screaming fuck No Breaks. I'm like, oh, now so, well, I'm confrontational. Like, I'm ready to, like, when I start, I'm ready to go to the end. So I go at it like, you know, like, I'm the real No Breaks. I'm the one, as we hear, I'm the real No Breaks. No, nigga, I'm the one, I did this shit in the blood. Bang, bang, all that shit go out in the front, you know, we calm down, and then we get ready to go in the club. As we going in the club, I hear, oh man, it's all love, man, it's all love. You know, it's just for camera, it's just for music, cool. Because anybody that, you know, because I've been running around with this No Breaks for so long, even before this gentleman came out of jail. So I've been running around with this shit for so long, and I'm like, yo, it's all good, man. I helping people, like I sell, man, I do this shit, like, in this particular situation, this person, these people, like, I was the first nigga who put this shit on the ad that they claim. And the reason why I'm not saying that now, there's gonna be a time when there's to say something, but I was the first person that sold their product on the ad. I was the first person that gave it, that sold that shit. That gave the nigga who was pushing that shit the green light to sell that shit, because I was out there. I wasn't in jail. I was in the streets selling shit. So Motherfuckers say fuck no breaks. These same streets that I made so much money on, and I put niggas on, and I push niggas out. Who saying fuck no breaks, nigga? So that was the energy. We go in the club, listen, you know, ain't no fuck no, it's all for the camera, cool. Because I've been out here, and the same people that was screaming fuck, 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 they was out here too. Before anybody came home from jail, they was out here. They wasn't saying just fuck anything. They was out here doing their thing, and they was watching me doing my thing. That's what I was doing, and I'm still doing my thing. So we go in the club, and you know, I have a few drinks. I see a few people I know, which is everybody. And then the show starts shortly. Show starts shortly, and I'm like, damn man, if I'm in the show, like, I'm gonna battle my F.A.M.E, but me, I gotta be front row stage, like I gotta be there. So I was stood right there by the battle. K Walker, I stood right there by K Walker, and shout out to K Walker and shit, man. I got some shit with him too, but I stood right there by him, and pretty much the battle started. It started with a little bit of hype. One person went, and then K Walker went. But when K Walker went, he said a title that was like, "Oh, we screaming no, dun 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 dun," and he said my name. And once again, in the crowd, I heard, "Fuck no breaks, I'm the real no breaks." Da da da. And mind you, before the event, like K Walker was like, "Look, man, I'll probably say your name, or okay, if you don't say nothing, can't nobody tell me not to say nothing." You know what I'm saying? So mind you, I had a few people in that room that was actually with my gang that I actually do shit with every day, daily, music with and shit like that. Like niggas that I supposedly make money with and make moves with. They was in that building that night, and I'm on front stage next to K Walker. Me, not the rest of the gang, none of the niggas. I'm front stage, everybody else on the stage and shit. And I hear my name, niggas screaming, you know, fuck no break. And I once again letting these niggas know, nigga, I'm the fucking. I'm no breaks. I put in blase talking my shit. That's what I do. And instantly, somebody come from behind me and grab me from behind. Now, mind you, I got people in the building. Nobody should have grabbed me from behind at all. So a nigga grabbed me from behind, pulled me off stage, had me in like a choke shit, some old choke move, and then like 4 motherfuckers came jumping on me. Still got people in the building, all rappers, all that type of shit. So basically, motherfuckers jumped me, fucked me up in the building. They ain't fucked me up. They jumped me though, you know what I'm saying? Like, but they didn't get too much because I was on some wiggle shit. I got up out of there. My only instance is find the door. I wear contacts. See, I got glasses on. This shit is real. This real prescription. So that little scuffle knocked my contacts out my eyes, so I can't even defend myself. I can't see nothing. So I instantly left out the club and went straight to the alleyway to where my gun was at. I got my strap. You know what I'm saying? And when I went to my strap, I had a few missed phone calls. Where you at? Where you at? This is from a few people that was in the club. Like, where you at? Where you at? What the fuck you mean where I'm at? Y'all niggas see where I went out the club and I'm back at the club now. So now there's a situation where it's though, you know, a few folks that's, you know, they got guns in their car or whatever, cool, and I got a gun or whatever. And basically at the end of the day, I come to find out, I got jumped by some people, not by no rappers, not none of the rappers, because like I told you, none of them did anything during life before then. It was a nigga who was trying to prove himself, and he had just got home from jail too, not one of the rappers. So it was a nigga who was trying to prove himself. Even the rappers was really confused, like, why the fuck would you do that? But instantly in that moment, that showed me, I'm in the room for all my people, and everybody sat there and watched me get jumped. I don't know if it was out of fear, but it felt like they wanted to see me fall in that moment. I got a lot of phone calls, even at that night. I was like moving in the moment. I got my gun, you know, niggas wanna shoot at the club. No, we're not gonna shoot at the club. They got guns, we got guns, it's not smart. So we went straight to their neighborhood, because I'm from Philly, I know everybody at, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know everybody at. I went straight to their hood, you know what I'm saying? Go straight to the neighborhood. Of course, nobody's there. It's just all a bunch of kids. Niggas like, you want me to shoot them? You want me to shoot them? No, we're not gonna shoot nobody. I can't even see who the fuck telling me to shoot. So, we didn't do nothing. But for that whole week or two, I'm walking around the neighborhood looking for niggas with a gun. Niggas telling me like, yo, you know, I got to drop on such and such, whatever, blase. And I'm just like, and then one alarming thing was I was like, you know, trying to like ignore this shit, and I had like I had some girl had hit me up on Twitter and gave me a number, and the first thing she talked, and she said, "Say your name, Spady." She said, "Did you just get jumped?" Not only that, before that, the night after, the day after, like, this shit was all over the internet. So I'm like, damn, okay, cool. These niggas jump me. I'm living. I'm ready to kill everybody. This shit gonna be fun. So, like, this shit it's too easy. So, but with the world knowing, I'm like, this shit a publicity stunt. One of the people that was in there, Young Bob Headshots, he had got everything on footage, and he called me, make sure I was good. And what it was a lot of people, like, he had the camera and the footage and shit, like, he got a very good influence on the city. And he could have did whatever he wanted. He could have dropped the footage, all that shit. These guys, they dropped the footage, they put it on the footage, it don't even look right, it don't even make sense. I wanted the footage to be dropped at the time. They could drop any time in life, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, however. So at the end of the day, Young Bob, you know, they asked him to drop the footage. He called me, make sure I was good. He said, no, I'm not gonna drop that footage. Why would I do some shit like that? It don't even make sense. So basically that was a situation that was very fucking confusing. I'm like, why the fuck this happened? So I'm walking around the city with a gun, all that type of shit, something I don't know used to do because I don't feel like I need a gun in my city. Like, I'm not on that type of time. On defense mode. So that was the second situation, and then the third situation was I left the city. I'm gonna make this short. I left the city. I came back. I was in Atlanta. I came back. It was a New Year's Day, and the new Apple Ciroc came out and shit. And I'm like, damn, I'm chilling, like, you know, because all these two situations had just happened, so I already in and out the city. So, I was already in and out the city anyway. So, because of these two things that's happened, like that happened. So it's like warning sign, strike one, strike two. So, you know, I'm like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. So I leave the fucking city and come to Atlanta. I'm like, man, this shit crazy. I'ma die chasing my fucking dreams in this bitch. So with that being said, I get out of the city and I come back, you know, trying to do a little business, seeing my family, missing my family, all that type of shit. Trying to get my family to come out of here. And, you know, and I wound up getting in a situation where I got stuck in Philly. Reason why, because I had to take care of my family. My grandma had got surgery at the same time that my grandpa got surgery. He took his fucking foot off, took his legs, took his fucking, all his leg going down. You know what I'm saying? Both his legs gone. But when I was leaving back, when I first time I came from Atlanta and went to Philly, they started taking his toe. So they took his toe all the way to both his legs, all the way to now, all these years and shit. So nobody in Philly take care of my grandma and grandpa like me. But what happened was they had that surgery at the same time. It was so crazy. Like they went into the fucking hospital at the same time. Like her room was the same number as his room, but it was upstairs. And you know, she got knee surgery, and I had to stay home, and I had to get a job, which is at home health aid. I knew somebody in the streets. They locked me in the system, and I did home health aid. And I said, Grandma, you gotta let me do home health aid, because I gotta make some fucking money. And I'm gonna take care of you. I'm gonna come here every day. And I took care of both of them. I got them all right. That's why I left Atlanta. I had to leave Atlanta. I had to take care of my family. Fuck wrong with y'all. So I left. Fuck Atlanta. Mind you, in Atlanta, anytime I came to Atlanta, I was living great good, living life. Come to Atlanta, so I had to stay. You know what I'm saying? That was my personal situation. What's up, bro? Yeah, you know, I had to come to Philly from Atlanta. When I'm already in Atlanta, I'm lit and shit. I had to come to Philly because I had to take care of my grandma and grandpa. You know, I had to take care of grandma. She holds it the fuck down. She's the A1 person in my life. Shout out to grandma. So I'm taking care of them, making sure they good, but I'm still trying to do business, you know, while I'm in, you know, in Philly, in Atlanta like this. Like, damn, I'm coming back to Atlanta. I'll be there. I'm in Philly, taking care of them, and then my man Young Dolph comes out here. I mean, he, you know, he throwing parties still in Philly. His name, I mean, not Young Dolph, his name Dolph, Big Dolph. I'm sorry. He's from Philadelphia, moved to Atlanta a couple years ago, like 10, 15 years ago when he was doing the water rights. So I'm like, yo, when I go out there, I got to do the water rights. So I wound up, he having a party, like, yo, when I come to Philly, come to my party. I go to this party, but before I went to this party, I'm in the crib, like, I ain't going out because I had all these situations when I'm in Philly, I'm just trying to chill. So I'm out there doing my thing, and, you know, chilling in Philly on New Year's, trying out the new Philly fucking, I'm just trying out the new Apple Ciroc. I drink that motherfucking Apple Ciroc. I drink like half a bottle. And then Dolph hit me like, yo, come on down. I go down, go to his party, support his party. Down there with my bro, blase. And then I'm like, yo, I drink more Apple Ciroc at that bitch. And come from there, I got like a bottle of Apple Ciroc in me. So, I'm like, bro, it's time to go. I met with Dolph, everything good. When I go to Atlanta with me, cool, we selling water ice. You know, we got a nice deal on the buckets. I gotta keep going back and forth. Somehow, me and my bro got separated, and I called me a motherfucking cab or something. Hopped in that motherfucking cab, and the motherfucker dropped me off to my spot. It was near, like, my spot was across the street from, like, Jolly's, like, north. Like, the one right there on Broad, like, near Poplar Street. Motherfucker dropped me off at the gas station instantly. Soon as they dropped me off, like, I'm having a conversation with this bitch. I don't know what she is. Dropped me off. Then I'm going to the gas station to get me some rap for the night. And I met this guy. He was supposed to be a producer for Lee Mason that night. So, you know, I started talking to him. I'm talking to him. And he tell me everything. He tell me whatever the case may be. I link up with him and see the whole party going on and shit like that. And I get the done one linking with him, and it's like walking towards my crib. I'm like I'm not too far from my crib. And then I walk past like 2 niggas. Like once I walked past these niggas, like all I heard was like, yo. And then I heard gunshots. And I'm like, what the fuck, these niggas shooting at me? And I look back, these niggas chasing me too. So basically these niggas, you know, I don't know what, nothing happened. Like literally nothing, no confrontation. Yo! Blah, 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 blah. So now that happened. That goes down. I'm running. My crib not too far. Jumping, running. I don't know I'm hit. But I get to the motherfucking crib. It's right there. I run in the crib, but yes, I did get hit. Whatever kids may be. Bang, bang, bang. Jump over the motherfucking gate. Get in the crib. My pop there is like 2, 3 in the morning. And I'm like, damn, I got shot. But like, I'm fucking like hyped the fuck up. Like, these niggas did not get me. I'm feeling like King Kong right now. But then I see my fucking leg and shit. Bleeding and all that type of shit. And my pop like, yo, you gotta go to the hospital. I'm like, no, I ain't going to no hospital, nigga. These niggas ain't get me. Like, I'm fucking there. Blase. And basically, long story short, I chilled for like a couple hours, sat on the couch. My leg got cold. Called the motherfucking hospital. You know, he cleaned me up, Pop cleaned me up, made sure I was good. Called him. And I called the hospital, like my shit was getting cold. I called the hospital, he was like, yo, we was looking for you. Somebody already called the cops a long time ago, nigga. I don't know where the fuck he was at. They pulled me in the hospital. I don't have no insurance, no shit like that. They came in the hospital. I was under influence. So basically, they couldn't give me no drugs or nothing like that. I was already like, I had a bottle of Henny in me. So they poured a lot of fucking, you know, iodine, all that shit on me. I had to feel all that pain. And after that, they did all that shit, cleaned my shit up and sent me home. And I had to walk home with a fucking bullet wound in my leg. The main thing was they told me that 3 people had got shot that night and they died. And I was the only one. My bullet was like 5 diameters away from the main artery or vein in my leg. That shit would have killed me. So I just took all 3 of them signs. You know what I'm saying? It was like, it's time to leave Philly.
So let's get to, you know, some of the triumphs that you had and some of the good stuff you got going on. Because I know somebody watching this joke probably like, damn, bro had it bad. Like, what the fuck going on, bro? Like, God damn. Hold. Let me ask a question for you.
Right.
Because off camera, when I first got in the joint, you was playing some music and you was letting me hear some of the shit you had.
Right.
And I'm hearing some joints, you like, yeah. You just casual like, yeah, this is a joint I got with Peedi the Long Way.
Right.
Yeah, this is a joint I got with Gillie Da Kid.
Right.
Yeah, this is a joint I got with Peedi Crakk. Yeah, this is a joint I'm hearing the joint like, damn, is that man? Like, yeah, it's joint Lil Boosie badass. So you got some crazy features, you got some shit going on right now. So let's talk about what Pluggy got going on right now.
I'm down here in Atlanta and I know that I've been down here in Atlanta for a long time and I may have been losing that touch from that Philly. So I had to go back to Philly. And when I went back to Philly, instantly, a lot of these collabs you hear came from me going to Philly. When I'm down here in Atlanta, even during the COVID night, right before the COVID-19 hit, my nigga Gillie Da Kid, you know what I'm saying? He called and he like, you know what I'm saying? He called my nigga Redface. And he like, you know what I'm saying? You know, every time, you know, Redface, you know, Gillie come in the city, he definitely called Redface up. So he like, yeah. You already know I'm in the city, man. You know what I'm saying? I need some of that good smoke. You know what to call. You know what I'm saying? So Gil come to the city, call me, whatever case may be, link up, whatever case may be. You know, get a little smoke. We smoke, you know what I'm saying? Smoke, vibe, or whatever case may be. And I'm like, Gil, like, I'm not even gonna lie, you the king of Philly, and I'm out here, I've been doing my thing out here for a minute, but I was throwing my Drippy Atlanta events and shit at the time. I'm like, Gil, we might as well go ahead and, I'm gonna bring you out. You know what I'm saying? He's like, yeah, fuck it, you already know what it is, you know what I'm saying? That's why you doing this podcast and shit like that. He's like, yeah. So I bring Gil out down here, and before I even, bring Gil out, lock him in for the event, me and Gil, we out here rolling around in the city, going to different clubs and shit like that, vibing. He come out or slide out. I'm like, I never really seen the influence of nobody like him. Like, Gil out here and motherfuckers is running up on this nigga like, yeah, Gillie, like crazy. Like I'm like that, man, that's real influence. I told you when I came to the city, and I had people fucking with me and shit like that. I ain't gonna devalue myself, but what I'm saying is, it's a lot of people like on his level that even think they somebody, and they come around and nobody knows you. So Gillie came out here to Philly, came out here from Philly to Atlanta, and we vibe. We go out to a club just to vibe and shit like that, and people were just like on his head. And I'm like, yo, that's why I had to like, yo, you need to come to my event. So I get back into doing my shit, you know what I'm saying? We vibing, good times and all that shit like that. Is all love. But when I go back to Philly, I'm like, damn, like I'm on my way back to Philly, but I'm like, I don't want to deal with the same motherfuckers. I don't want to deal with the same type of shit that I got going on. Like, I'm doing my thing out in Atlanta. I'm dealing with the dances, I'm doing the clubs. I don't want to do the same shit. So when I went to Philly, I called Gillie. You know what I'm saying? I called Gillie. Like, Gil, man, I need the best studio out there. You know what I'm saying? And as an A1 guy, Gil linked me with his folks. He was like, look, man, I'm gonna link you with my folks Pop tracks and shit like that, whatever case it may be. He linked me up with Pops, but he said, I'm gonna link you with, I gotta make sure the right producer and the right engineering, because I want you to get the best shit. So he linked me in with, make sure I was there with Mike Jones and Pop Tracks at the same time. So he sent me down to the HDU studios, and I link with Pop Tracks. I get in there and I'm like, what's good, Pop? He like, they welcome me with open arms, like, what's good? Mike already knew me. I knew Mike, you know what I'm saying? Damn, what's up, plug? But Pop like, yeah, this what Gil do all his podcasts and shit like that. Him and Wallow do everything down here now and shit, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you need or whatever Gil link you good. And from there, like, when I recorded there, like, reason why I wanted to do music in Atlanta, because I'm like, damn, I'm doing all this music in Philly, but I'm not getting the sound that I want. Like, people would never put the effort towards. But I could record with anybody in Atlanta. That shit come out like crazy. But when it started coming out, sound like Atlanta. So I had to go to Philly to get that sound. So when I went to Philly and I went to Pop Track Studio, and the sound that I got, that shit made me feel like, why didn't I find this when I was in Philly before? So with that being said, my sound was so fucking amazing, and the shit that was coming out of it, like, I don't for what I was saying, like when being in that studio, it took me to a place, because I'm like, first of all, every time I ever come to Philly, like, why you here? You made it out, why you here? So it felt so dangerous with me being in Philly, like me coming from Atlanta to Philly. So people tell me, why you here? So I'm thinking, when I come to Philly, I'm expecting somebody to hurt me or somebody to kill me or something when I come to Philly, because they're like, why you here? So I'm here because I never left to leave. I left to build the bridge. So when I left and came back, and people like, it's all love. Like, I get the same love no matter where I'm at. If I'm doing music or not. The energy like, hey, oh, well, whatever the fuck you been at? Man, I was working, nigga. You ain't see me. So I came to Philly, and I'm getting that feel. One day I'm in the studio and shit. I'm like, I called Gil. I'm like, bro, I need you to slide to the studio this day. He slid to the studio. Pop like, you already know Gil, I know what time he, really slide through. I slide through, and our latest song, which is called Born Ready. You won't hear it on the album. It's crazy, because I didn't even, I don't be paying attention. I just got tunnel vision. My tunnel vision was just record some music when I'm in Philly. Every time I'm in Philly, do some work and get out of there. That's why I'm here to do some work. So I'm in the studio, and I hear this track, and Pop make beats and shit. I knew make beats too, right? I hear this beat, and I'm like, yo. And I drop this line on the beat, and I'm like, I ain't trying to get no deal like Gambling Huff shit, I only went to school so I can gamble for lunch. And I came out the studio and Pop was like, yo, do you know that Gambling Huff, you know that's my pop? I was like, no. He said, bro, you didn't know that? I said, no, I ain't fucking know that. And then I get to looking at the door and it say HDL Studio Huff, you know, he's like, yeah, bro. And me, I feed off energy. One of my singles right now is Energy. It got like 30,000 spins right now on Spotify, on every platform. I feed off the energy. And he's like, yo. And I'm like, I couldn't make this shit up. I'm so stupid or so tunnel vision locked in that I didn't even know that the studio Gambling Hub, because back in the day when I was doing my thing, when I told you I was selling my brothers and CDs and shit, I wanted to be the best. And I'm like, bro, why are we not at the best spot right now? Like, so we went to Gambling Hub Studios and tried to record, and they wanted like 100 and something dollars an hour. I'm like, oh, okay, I wasn't trying to be like Gambling Hub. I only went to school so I could gamble for lunch. And people back in school knew that when I went to school, I used to gamble for lunch and I used to sell my CDs. I say, hey, teacher, can I sell my CDs? Because I'm gonna interrupt this fucking class all day long unless you can let me sell my shit. Because when I go home, I'll still be broke. So I'm in the studio. He like, yeah. So Gil like, man, he feeling the energy. He like, bro, you got me for 30 minutes, nigga, because I gotta go home. What you want me on? I need you on this right here, bro. I'm ready. And that's how that Gil track happened. When I did that Gil track, you know, shit just started really lining up from there. People knew I was serious as far as making music. You know what I'm saying? They knew I was serious. You know what I'm saying? Because I went straight for the person who really ran the city. You know what I'm saying? And Gil fuck with me, and I fuck with Gil, and not just when I came to Atlanta. I've been fucking with Gillie for a long time. You know what I'm saying? So right now, we at a level where as though I started recording music and building the momentum. So I'm like, damn, I got Gillie on the track. But there's a lot of niggas I fuck with, and since I'm doing this music shit, I gotta like really tie into Philly and what's going on in Philly. I don't really care what's going on in Philly, but I know when I was in Philly, what was going on in Philly and what meant to me in Philly. And I think that in a music game, this shit is not really where it need to be. Like, a lot of people making music that's bubblegum and they making music for the moment and shit like that. And when I was around in the time and the era, it was a lot of people that was influenced by me. And what I've been doing lately is I've been going back to my people that I wanted to always do work with, and I've been doing work with them. So you're gonna see a lot of features on my album, Peedi Crakk. You're gonna see, you know, D Jones, K Walker, people I came up with. But now, since we in the music game, like, I'm not just in the music game, I'm in this business. I know the business is part of this shit. So I'm like, damn, I'm down here in Atlanta. I live in Atlanta. I relocated to Atlanta. I'm like, you know, what I do in Philly don't matter down here. But I can't leave Philly alone. I still gotta, that's why I'm doing the shit I do in Philly. When I'm in Atlanta, I gotta do shit that they know what's popping down here. So now, you're already fucking the clubs up. We go to the club, we throw away money like it's nothing. And you know, and it's almost disrespectful how we throw money, which is cool because how I look at it is I'm throwing money as an appreciation for giving me the opportunity to be here and have the money to even throw. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just giving back. That's what I call it. So it was just one day I was sitting in the club, and I've been had a point of contact with Lil Boosie. Been had that shit when I came to Atlanta, but I felt like I instantly, when I came to Atlanta, I learned that this city is about money. I don't give a fuck who you is, what it is, what your name is. It's about some paper. Niggas gonna make some paper. You ain't at the door talking about get these people in for free, nigga. You gonna pay for the whole gang. I don't give a fuck if it's 50 people. You gonna make sure the gang is good. That's the nigga who got some paper. So I had this contact, and I was meeting with, you know, my folks for a long time. I came to Atlanta, you know, which was one of Lil Boosie managers. I met with this guy, and he told me some shit. What he told me was that he liked what I'm doing, and he told me that I'm already there. And I'm like, this Lil Boosie manager, and this nigga's like fucking with me, and he telling me that. And I'm looking at Boosie, and I'm like, there's always somebody somewhere dealing with somebody acting like they somebody. And I'm looking at Boosie post this nigga like, yo, I'm like, alright, he official. Boosie posting them, Boosie promoting them, showing love, all that type of shit. So I'm like, this nigga A1, and I had a meeting with him, and I'm out here of all sorts. So sometimes I might pop up to the club and this nigga show up. He in the club, he like, yo, bro, you doing your thing, man. You doing your thing. Let's meet. And I'm like, why we gotta meet? Like, nigga, you already there. Like, nigga, we need to meet. So basically, I'm just having this fucking moment in the middle of the club. Like, I'm just getting bored, throwing money away and shit. I'm just like, I call this nigga. I said, yo, I need to do a song with Boosie. It's like 12 at night right now. I'm in the club. I need to do a song with Boosie right now. He like, all right. Let me call him and see what he doing. So they call this nigga. He's like, I'm gonna call you back. I'm in the club. He called him back. He said, bro, he got a show tonight. Like, can we do it another time? I said, no, I want to do it tonight. Let's do it before the show. Let's do it after the show. I'm in the club. I want to leave right now. I want to do a song with Boosie. He's like, all right, let me see what I can do. So he called me back. He's like, all right, listen. Like, he got a show. Ain't no way to like you book a studio. Send a verse. He said, send a song through. I said, no, bro, I'm not sending no song through. Like, I need to pull up to the studio. He's like, yo, we can't book no studio right now. And Boosie usually do all his songs at his house. I said, all right, bet. Well, I'm coming to Boosie crib. Like, where you live at? I need to do a song with him tonight, bro. I need to fucking do a song. Do you not hear me tonight? Like, why is y'all playing with me? So he like, all right, man, I'm calling him back. So he talked to Boosie. And Boosie said, all right, man, we could do a song. We gotta do it before I do my parents tonight. So I'm like, all right, bet. Like, these niggas, hey, that's why I don't be playing with people. Cause when you want it, you want it. It ain't no later on. So I tell everybody in the club, I say, hey, yo, we out. Nigga, we about to go to Boosie crib. This nigga sent me a fucking address. He just sent me a real address. This shit like an hour from here. So he sent me this address with gearing up. I go get my backwoods. I go get everything I need ready. You know what I'm saying? For this show. Yeah, so basically I get the call like, damn, we can't do it tonight. But I was just like, listen. I'm letting them niggas know. Like, I'm very fucking prepared. I'm prepared right now. And I felt some type of way. It's like, damn. I did everything I was supposed to do this feature. I'm ready. That made me lose a little gas in me. But guess what? The motherfuckers called me the next day. Boosie, all that shit on the motherfucking FaceTime. Like, yo, I said, yeah, man, I already told Jay I'm trying to work. He said, all right, well, you got the address, nigga, pull up. I pulled the fuck up. And magic.
So you recorded that Joe Woody right in the studio?
In his house. I'm in his crib, like, I'm like, damn, what the fuck I'm gonna do with Boosie? Like, I'm listening to his music and shit. I already know Boosie, but I'm like, I got all these phone calls, like, my inner circle who knew I was going to the studio because I hyped him up the night before, and we was about to be getting outside in his studio, in his crib. Like, they gave me the address, like, so it was like, I'm like, what the fuck am I record with this nigga? Like, mind you, when I go in the studio, I don't come with nothing. Like, I don't come with knowing nothing. Like, but it was a little bit of extra pressure because it's Boosie. I'm like, damn, like, how can I be so disrespectful? But I'm like, this is me. This is how I work. Like, when I go in there, I'm gonna be ready. I'm gonna be ready how I ready. You gonna work how you work, I'm gonna work how I work. So, but I got a couple phone calls. They like, yo, he got this hot ass song out with Mulatto right now. You need to do your song with the girls. You already Pluggy. You do all this dance shit. You need to do some shit with the dancers. I kept getting that. Like, every phone call I was getting, you need to do this, you need to do that. So I'm like, alright. But Pluggy and Boosie, Philly, Louisiana, that ain't wrong. I'm listening to his shit. Even when I listen to the shit when he doing his dance shit, I'm like, Boosie, no matter what, is Boosie on every song. So I'm riding down and I hear this. I told one of my producers, I said, send me some beats. I tell every producer when I'm on my way to the studio, I said, I'm on my way to the studio, send me a beat. And I told them niggas I was on my way to the studio last night when I was on my way to the studio, and they sent me the beats last night. But I never listened to them until I'm on my way to the studio. So I took a little extra time and I hear this beat and I'm like, yo, they do a couple beats, but I hear this one beat and that's the one you got right now, one that circles out to Stand the Man. I hear this beat, I'm like, this it right here. And when I came in the studio, like I said, I would let the words pill. Like, it was to a point like when I laid my shit and Boosie hearing this shit, he like, yo. He said, first of all, this beat is crazy, but we're gonna make some fucking money off this shit here. So, and that's what you got. Like, when you listen to the song, some people do features, they do halfway, they do this or that. And I'm letting Boosie know, like, this is how I might, need you to do it, da-da-da. And like, when you get to a certain level in your career, some people just like, just do the business, they don't really tap into the art. And he was one of them guys who tapped all the way in. Like, he heard what I had going on, and he tapped all the way in. So with him tapping in, he gave me the whole Boosie. I'm talking about from the whole form, for the yeah, to this finally where everything, you know what I'm saying, to the talking. Like, he gave me a real Boosie verse. So that's what that was. Hey, this is what you do. I'm gonna text you what you do, cause I'm doing an interview on camera live. So yeah, and like you can hear the realness in that verse right there, and that right there even opened the doors also for a lot of things that I'm doing right now, because I let the game know that I'm serious. Like, I didn't come here and play around. You know what I'm saying? I didn't come here and just play around. So since then, I just been knocking shit down, just been working, just been doing things, you know?
Word. So yeah, you definitely, like you said, you did all of those features with like a 2-month span, prepare for your album that's coming later on in the year and all that. So for the people that's tuned in, who want to get, you know, updated with some of the music that you already got out and the visuals that you already got out, go ahead and plug all that. Let them know where they can find all the stuff that you already got in motion.
Yeah, right now, we pretty much got a lot going on. We got Hard Times, the album, out right now. Really, the way I move is I move how I want to move. And that's why I took a step back in the game, to be able to put myself in a position to move how I want to move. Now, the way I've been moving lately is exactly the way that I wanted to move. So I drop when I want to drop. I drop a video. I shoot when I want to shoot. There's no plan. There's no timing. I just work. And so with that being said, we got Hard Times out. I've been shooting a couple videos. I got a lot of videos out there. I got shout out to Ines. We just did Levels. That's out right now. Shout out to Energy, the Energy video. Everybody come together on that new Energy video we promoting right now. Like I said, it's about 30,000 views on that. Everything is up. It's pluggy.com. You can go in there and tap into the network and get familiar with everything I got going on. You can tap into it. If you type Pluggy or you type It's Pluggy, you type anything that got to do with Pluggy in any social network or anywhere in the world, is going to direct you back to me. It's going to allow you to find me. So it's not hard to find me, not hard to, you know, tune in. And I don't really like to really tell people to tap into something any just special. I want you to go take my whole catalog and enjoy it, you know? Tap in, get to know me.
Word. And with that note too, like we was talking about, I mean, like the other shit you got going on with the weekend coming up, with the Fujiano coming through and all that. Like, I mean, I'm definitely trying to tap in that joint to give people, I mean, outside this interview, give them a little bit of what you know, I follow you on the gram. I've been following you for a minute, so I've been seeing the shit you've been doing. So we might got to get the people a little bit, I mean, give them a little glimpse of, so they can know it ain't just talk, you know what I mean? Like, it ain't just talk.
It ain't just talk, man. Y'all
gotta come sing. We might gotta show them a little bit so they can really see,
man. So what happens is, when you pop into the A, you gotta call the plug. Because if not, at one point you can call the plug, and you ain't call the plug first. So when you come into the city, we always got something going on. Like, we get phone calls all day long. So what happens is, we just create experiences. So we don't got to send people into different locations and places where they're not having fun. Right now, we got a crazy week coming up, the ultimate Pluggy experience. Starting off, we bringing, like I said, Fujiano out on February the 21st. And the second, we got Peedi Crakk. And then on the 23rd, we got the ultimate Pluggy experience. August. Every Sunday, we doing Gang Outside Sundays. It involves dancers, it involves singers, it involves music, it involves cooks, it involves food, it involves gaming, it involves promotion, networking, everything that you can think about in entertainment business and involved. And that's the main place you can come meet Pluggy and the rest of the gang. That's each and every Sunday in Atlanta area. You have to log on our social networks and online to our other networks to find out what we got going on. But with that being said, that we got Hard Times over with, the album dropping on December 4th, we got a publicity tour put together. Shout out to Hip Hop since 1987. Starting September the 14th, we go on a 5-city tour. We start in Miami, then we go to Cleveland, then we go to Missouri. It's a 5-city tour. You got to go on my page, check out all the dates in the correct time, and actually just lock in and see what we got going on. We do a publicity tour promoting the album. After that, we go on tour again in November. So we're putting all this work in, and y'all can follow us and y'all can tap in with us. Y'all just gotta tap in to all our networks and follow me at It's Pluggy, ITSPLUGGY, everything. And the main source is itspluggy.com, www.itspluggy.com. That'll tap in on all my social networks, all my contact info, and the rest of my gang, and everything that's going on out here.
And on that note, we started off for now. I mean,
you are tuned in and now tuned out to Philly Fame TV. We in the act.
I'm still poppin'. I'm still poppin'. But I'm cracked, I'm still poppin'.
And I can let that Mac
go raise.
Still wop. Philly nigga, Gillies nigga. It's in my freak the hell up. If somebody told us call Big Gil, he made my bed. I'm flying first class. US Postal was in the middle. Vert the top back. On the back, let down my head. Poppy said he got me straight broccoli 200. I can't tell. I'm the dog around the world. Pussy free for me. I ain't need the keys. It's like, oh, great, I keep it.
One and only Prince, Peedi Crakk, live in the motherfucking building. I'm out. I was about to say LA. I'm out there. Hey, Philly to Atlanta, man. We out here, man. I'm with my boy Pluggy, man. We just killed the video. We about to kill it again. This shit dope, man. I love it out here, man. Let's go, man. It's going down right now. Philly Fame TV.
Still popping, the wrist still locking. I feel like I ain't got no. I'm about to snap rocks for cops. My last time on the block. Me just serving them fiends. Shit was running this block. That crank shit was popping. That prop shit was popping. I had to get it popping. I ain't had no eye. You know I build it up. Spectate and then I break it down. Then you turned yourself from Spady to Pluggy. Now shake the town. Now I got the rock with a real clock. I'ma take the crown. Hold you with the car and the slide. Boy, I don't play around. Last time I checked my stats, it's still popping. Every time they said it, I'm cracking. Still popping. Yeah, I fell back. I'm back, it's still popping. And I can let that Mac go.